All right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have a very obviously exciting day today. Nintendo Switch 2 is here. I put out a little video about my pickup experience at Walmart. It was very easy, and I just walked in and picked this guy up. Day one at launch, you walked in, they had a bunch on a cart. I would say there was about 20 or 30. There wasn't really any issues. There wasn't anybody lining up side except for one guy. When I got to the cash, there were multiple people there behind me. I still beat them to the cash somehow, but it wasn't a huge day one launch here thing at Walmart. And this is very similar to my experience over the Nintendo Switch 1. Actually, there was even more people here than the Switch 1. When I walked in to pick up the Switch 1 at Walmart when they opened at 7 a.m. back in 2017, there was just me and one other person. So that's kind of crazy to think about because I feel like the launch for this one has been far more muted. It's more expensive. It doesn't seem as exciting at all comparatively to the Switch 1, but there were more people there at the opening of Walmart. I don't know if it's just like a Walmart thing and people don't think about going to Walmart to buy their Nintendo Switch launch. Everyone's going to EB Games in where EB Games is and then GameStop in the United States. So that may be the reasoning here, but it was able to get a Nintendo Switch 2. We're going to unbox it, set it up, and do all that stuff here. So let's get into it. All right, so I went with the Mario Kart bundle, which is funny because the person in front of me got just the standard. The person behind me as I picked up mine and was walking away and eavesdropped a little bit, got just the standard. So I don't know if more people are going for the standard simply because it's about $50 cheaper, but they were also picking up Mario Kart the game on the side. I guess they want to collect it or have a physical copy, which I'm not sure. Is there a physical copy in here? I guess it says, okay, it says full game download. So there is not a physical copy. That may be the reason. These Switch boxes are very nice for the games. The spines and the red label, they did a very good job on that. It's going to look great on shelves, but I don't know. I feel like down the line, you probably can pick up a Mario Kart World secondhand for less than $80. Which, yeah, I'm not spending that much. And in Canada, I think it's like $100 or something crazy like that, which is where I am. So interesting stuff here, but here it is. This is the Switch 2 unboxing experience. Let's dive right in here. There's just a little, tiny little sticker tape here. Like it's barely even stuck on. But this is it. And okay, it opens up via like that. Okay, you're greeted with this on the bottom, just quick setup and stuff. Turn this around. And yeah, here is the reveal for the Nintendo Switch 2. This is everything that you're presented with when you pick it up. You have the Switch itself. There it is. I gotta move some stuff over here. You have the Joy-Cons. It's the right Joy-Con. The left Joy-Con. Under this, you have a code, and for a second there, I thought that it was revealed, but yeah, no, it just, there's your download code. I had to scratch. That's nice because for people like me who do these unboxings, you're not going to have your code instantly revealed. It's unfortunate. For some reason, I thought there was a physical version of the game inside of here at first, but obviously there isn't. You have that, which who cares about that? You got some HDMI cables. You have the grips. Throw that away. You have the Switch 2 grip. It feels decently nice. It has like a nice premium feel to it. You got a charging block. Okay. You have a USB-C to USB-C. And the last thing in here, of course, and this is actually something I'm very interested in, is the new Nintendo Switch 2 dock. That's all it's in the box. So I'll put that to the side. This is the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. It's got the 2 on it, of course. Has some fan grills, or it's just some grill at the bottom. It is glossy inside. You can see it there. It has this little back panel that comes off. That's the inside. You got the AC adapter. You got the HDMI out. You have your LAN. And that's it. And there's apparently a little fan in here. I think that's what this little section is in order to boost the Nintendo Switch 2 to get higher frame rates and resolutions when it is on your TV. This is a heftier dock, it does seem like, comparatively to the other ones. In fact, I will get my OLED dock and we'll do a quick comparison, and then we'll compare everything else, because I have my OLED and I also have my OG Switch. So I'll actually get both of those, so bear with me, there'll be a cut here and we'll jump back into it. All right, so here are the docks. You have the Switch 2 here, you have the OG launch day Switch, and then you have the Nintendo Switch OLED. As you can see, the launch day and the Switch OLED are basically the exact same size. So we can just take one of those. We'll just take the launch day one here, and it is... The Switch 2 one is clearly bigger, which makes sense. It's more powerful. You put it right on top. You can see here it's clearly bigger, a little bit wider. In terms of the heights, I mean, the Switch 2 has a rounded top and edge, but yeah, it's a bigger dock. It's a bigger dock. It's a little heftier dock. They both have those two USB-C ports on the side there, but yeah, that's it. That's weight-wise, well, I wouldn't say too much heftier. It's basically almost the same weight. The actual OLED one feels lighter than them all, but yeah, that is the dock comparison. So the Switch 2 dock is the biggest of the current setup of Switch dock. So we will move these out of the way, and we'll move over to, I mean, the console. Enough talking about the dock, I guess. Let's put the dock over there. You got that. Already shown that off, but I'll just put that over here as well. We'll unbox some of this stuff here. We'll take some of this stuff out. We're gonna make you wait till the main event. You know, this is kind of got to keep the excitement going here. So these are, I guess those are those mouse attachments so that you can use your Joy-Con 2 or your Joy-Cons as a mouse. It comes with that. You can see kind of like the little sliding piece that they'll have on there, so it's easier to utilize as a mouse. So that's kind of cool. HDMI, I'm not going to open that. You don't need to see that. Who cares? It's just an HDMI cable, very basic USB-C HDMI cable and power brick. I'll put that to the side. No one needs that or to see that. And then we have the Joy-Cons. Let's go here into the Joy-Cons. And instantly, you can tell if you've played the Nintendo Switch before, these are bigger. And these instantly, in my mind, feel significantly better for my hands, because I don't like the size of the current Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. There they are. So I have some regular Joy-Cons here. Let's put these out. Yeah, there's actually a decent difference here. Again, these are the launch day Switch 2 Joy-Cons, launch day Switch 1 Joy-Cons. And that's a pretty big difference. Like, just size-wise, these ones just feel, now that you hold, after holding these guys, it's like, okay, yeah, these, I don't want to ever use these ones again. Like, I don't want to use these again. I'm over the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, the original Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, especially with the issues that they did have, which with the Joy-Con drift and stuff. But yeah, these are like, these feel more premium. They have a nicer plastic feel on them. Also, I mean, these could have wear on them because I've used them so much, but so they have that, like, I don't know, that like shiny, greasy feel on them once you've used plastic for so long. But these are, yeah, these feel so much nicer. Oh my goodness, that is great. That's great. And now if we put this on, I just want to quickly see how the mouse thing does work on here. Does it just slide on like that? I'm doing this live for the very first time. Never done this. Yeah, it just goes right on like that. And oh yeah, I can see how that could work as a mouse. That's pretty cool. And to get it off, you just pull it. So that's nice. Man, I'm very happy with these Joy-Cons just from first impressions. Like, I am stoked now to play with this console just because of that. Because my hands fell asleep a lot with the Nintendo Switch one. All right, here is the device. Here is the main bad boy. You can see me. Hello. Yeah, that is bigger. That is nice. That is great. And here's the stand on the back. There it is. Just like that. How does the Switch compare? Or how does these go on? We'll compare it as well. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is so much better than the Switch 1. Does it have that? It doesn't even really have that, like, you know, on the Switch 1 on the rails, it would get that wobble. This seemingly doesn't have any of that. Oh my gosh. This is nice. This feels premium. This feels like a premium device. I really like this a lot, just from first impressions. And then, no, I don't just like it because I just spent like $700 on it, but like, man, this is, oh, I like those Joy-Cons. That's awesome. Yeah, this thing's great. Okay, that's the Switch 2. I'm gonna quickly grab the Switch 1 and the OLED. Here is OLED Switch 1. Okay, so to take these off, I hear you just push this. Oh man, that is beautiful. That's beautiful. They did a far better job with the release and just the. We'll see how long those last because of the pins things. People are kind of worried about the pin breaking on the inside here, that little thing. I could definitely see kids doing that. Where's my camera? I could definitely see kids doing that, but if you're not crazy rough with it, I'm sure you're fine. But here it is. Here is the OLED versus, how far can I get this up here? You got the Switch 1, the Switch 2 versus the OLED Switch, and you can see that big difference in terms of screen size. It's a significant difference. I like that. I like how bigger this is. I'm finding now with mobile gaming and stuff, as I'm getting older, I want a bigger screen. My eyes are fine, but I don't care about the compactness of the screens. I want to be able to have a better experience in your hands. A big screen like this does that for me, so I'm really happy with that. That is the difference here between the OLED and the Nintendo Switch 2. And if we were to put these guys on, put these guys on, and you compare it just in terms of overall size, look how much cooler and better this is. You ready? Oh my god, that's so much better. Okay, if you compare it, that's the size of the console. The Switch 2 is decently bigger. Like, it's a good chunk bigger, and I'm happy about that. Okay, we take that off. Now, the size of the original Switch to the OLED is like basically the exact same, but the screen size, you can see because of the bezels, is far smaller. That is the original Switch. Original Switch, Nintendo Switch 2. You can see it right here on the screen size, significantly smaller. You put these guys on, and again, you got a much smaller Nintendo Switch with the Switch 1 versus the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's cool. I first feel, I'm going to do more videos with games and setup and everything like that. First feel with this thing, it is, oh, it's so much nicer than the Switch 1. And I love the sticks, or the Joy-Cons. The sticks also feel nicer, which is a big thing. So there it is. There's the unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2. I am excited. If you can't tell my voice, I can't wait to jump in and play these games and play Mario Kart World. We're putting a ton of time on that. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe, share, like, all the stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.